G year 2, you feel like a vet yet?
No. I still feel very young. Still learning a bunch. But what's nice is having the other vets that are a lot older here, working out with the team. So it's good. There's a lot of learning, going on.
But is there some sense of familiarity or kind of a new sense when you have year 2?
For sure. It is, a sense of like having something under my belt, being able to, help the other like rookies out here and kind of, teach them different things that I went through last year and, the different ups and downs and the advice that, my vet Garrett Temple, taught me last year. So it is nice.
What do you need to get out of this for yourself?
Really just, I'm coming in with the same thought process and mindset that I did last year, and I probably will every single season of my life, and that's just to come in ready to work and give, what I can to the team, whatever the team needs. I think I talked a lot about last year of being a sponge and, trying to soak up information and knowledge as much as I can. I'm still doing that, and like I said earlier, I'm going to try to do that, till the day I'm done playing.
Darko yesterday said that they could put some stuff in for you here that gives them a baseline to work at during the regular season. Do you look to expand your skill set here to give you something to work on?
Of course. I'm always, trying to grow my game, and I feel like I've been talking about it since high school of not trying to be classified as just a shooter and try to, show my array of, different of my skill set. And I got a chance with more minutes, last year. Unfortunate with, the guys out, but fortunately for me, just trying to, through my preparation, be prepared to, show that skill set that I could, towards the end of the season. That's what I'm going to keep doing.
How do you find that balance with summer league games of, like, taking advantage of the opportunities to showcase yourself while also not trying to go too far outside of what your role is going to be in the NBA?
Yeah, no, I never want to, go out there and play a game that I'm not. I'm never going to, play out of my role and, try to go out there and, ISO or something that I'm not going to obviously do, on the team. I always want to come in and just give the team, like I said earlier, what the team needs. And it is a little different, I guess, because, in summer league you might have a little more freedom to, show a little more. But I think it's always good just to do that in practice and where you're prepared for that. So if you are called to do that in a real game and during the season, you're not, a stranger to it.
Gradey, there's going to be some roster changes, obviously, this year, as there is every year. It seems like the starting shooting guard spot might be open for you. I know you started a lot towards the end of last season. What are your thoughts in terms of just your preparation in terms of potentially starting this upcoming season?
It's not really, in my mind just to, be a starter. If that comes along with it, through my work, then, that's good. But at the same time, it's really just, like you said, that preparation and being as much prepared as I can be. When I step foot on the court, I want to be ready to, be in any spot that, I'm asked to do. So.
And, this summer we saw Scotty, Emmanuel, these guys got really cashed out. They got what they deserved. How happy were you for them? And also, did you guys do anything to celebrate?
Those are my guys. Seeing, the hard work for them pay off is, it's motivational and inspiring for, a young player like me to hopefully try and get there one day. So, yes, especially due to their age, how young they are doing that is super cool. Me, Scotty, and Emmanuel, we actually went to the Michael Jackson show last night. Just some little random stuff dinners. So it's good to be around guys like that.
What's your impressions of Jamal Shed? I don't know if you played him against last year, but same Big 12 conference. What's your impressions of him, and what do you know about him?
Yeah, we never got to play him in college, but I knew him, when he was at Houston. And the thing about him is, I've actually talked about, a couple different of the new guys here, but the thing that makes it so cool is just the kind of people they are off the court, and just their personalities. How well we already mesh well together, and I think that just is going to help translate to the court. When you have a guy that's selfless like that, just good to be around. It's going to be fun, get on the court with him.
What's been the most interesting part of the transition into your professional journey with the Raptors?
Probably just learning how to be a pro. Really everything that you do is up to you. So really just learning how to take care of myself, building my own routine, and then just getting into the groove of practice.
Is it living up to everything that you kind of dreamed of as a kid, what the NBA experience would be like?
Yeah, I'm still excited and happy about it now. Still just be walking, I'm like, dang, I'm really here still. So it's definitely what I thought it was.
What are the conversations like so far between you and Coach in terms of just like expectations for year one, even expectations for summer league?
Just be myself. Don't try to complicate anything. Don't overthink. Just play basketball like I've always been doing my whole life. So really just keeping it simple, be myself, and then just compete.
What's your impression of Jamal Shead? I know you guys played against each other in the Big 12 Conference. What's he like, and just what do you know about him as a competitor?
Yeah, like you just said, played against him. So as a competitor, I know how much he wants to win. I know about his defense. Everybody does. He's a great leader, great point guard, and then just getting to get some reps in with him, talking to him. Off the court, he's a great person, cool to hang around, and then on the court, he's a leader. So he really just keeps everybody in check. For me, him being older than me, I'm always listening to what he has to say, and he's setting me up and putting me in the right positions.
A big emphasis on player development. You came in with quite the resume. What's been focused on in terms of rounding out your game, whether it's one dribble pull-ups or dribble driving into the lane? What's been the focus so far in camp?
Yeah, just being tighter with everything I do. Just trying to be intent with every move I do. Shooting-wise, just staying consistent, increasing range defensively, lateral quickness, and then body-wise, just trying to get stronger, add weight, be solid. So really just trying to work on every aspect of my game because I know that everybody in the league is good and great. So I got to up my game.
How was your head coach, Drew Scott at Baylor, Scott Drew, at Baylor, help prepare you for this transition? Because obviously Baylor's produced a lot of NBA players over the years.
In practice, he doesn't let us slack at all. I think he does everything from a pro's perspective. He wants us all to be here. So in practice, he's going to hold you accountable. He's going to make sure you're doing your thing. He's going to challenge you every day. If you're not working out and he notices, he's going to make sure that you get back in the gym because he knows that there are people working everywhere in this world.
How familiar were you with Davion before heading here?
Yeah, super familiar. Of course, he came back to Baylor. We played against him, and then he was one of the main reasons I wanted to commit to Baylor. So, we've just been talking about Baylor, our experiences, Coach Drew, and just how excited we are to get to play with each other.
Why was he one of the main reasons you wanted to go there?
Just the way that he played, the intensity that he played with offensively and defensively. Obviously, he won the championship with the Baylor team. And I could just tell that he was a leader and that he really wanted to win. And that's something that I want to learn how to do, become a better leader, and I like to win. And so that's why I think it's just great for me and him to be on the same team.
What's been like the last few weeks for yourself? Obviously from the draft, going to Toronto, coming here. How has it been for you just adjusting to everything?
It hasn't been too hard. Got to the city of Toronto. Really just me and my family were just touring around, seeing the city, seeing where I'm going to live, practice. We was just getting in the gym afterwards, working out, getting in some reps. So that hasn't been too hard. Pretty much right now it's kind of feeling like college just with the travel and working out and practice.
What can you tell us about Jonathan Mobo? It seems like you guys have been spending a lot of time together since obviously coming in together as rookies.
Funny guy. I don't know if y'all seen him on the court, super athletic. Like in practice, defensively, he has super long arms, so he's able to block shots. High-intensity player, and like I just said, off the court, he's a funny guy, great guy to be around. So yeah.
Toronto yet?
Me and my family went to Niagara Falls. That's not Toronto, but of course we went CN Tower. We went to a Blue Jays game. That's pretty much it. Not yet, but they've been telling me about some sushi spots that I need to go to, so I'm going to hit those up later.
All right, Coach, you're back in the big chair, and I know for you a big part of how you approach coaching philosophically is with a message, a key theme. Anything you're imparting on this group of young men as you push them through this experience?
Yeah, I think one, that it's an opportunity at all times. I think those that are already on our roster or trying to get onto our roster, it's an opportunity. And I think it's a chance for Darko and for Masai to see what they can do and get them more minutes. And I think for the players that aren't on an NBA roster yet, it's also an opportunity. There's tons of players watching and tons of staff watching. There's a chance for anyone to really make their career. So I think for all of our players, my message to them is like, always go hard, always play the right way, because someone is watching who can give you a job somewhere.
And a lot of your main ISO guys won't be part of the Summer League team. That's how it works. So how do you kind of massage guys and get them ready to contribute, knowing that, when it comes down to end of shot clock situations and things like that, that's not really what you're looking for out of this conglomerate of players?
Yeah, I think very specifically, like with Ochai and Gradey, who are obviously on our team last year, we want to put them in situations that they're going to match for the Raptor roster game. So what will they look like for an NBA game? How does Gradey play more minutes in an NBA game? Same for Ochai. And that's a scenario we want to put them in Summer League. So like they don't need to score 40 points a game. We've got other guys on our team that can hopefully do some of that. But what role can Gradey play? What role can Ochai play? Cutting, moving, extra ball movement stuff. That's really what we're trying to find and grow them in.
How difficult is it to coach offense knowing that, you can't really lean on those ISO possessions?
Yeah, I mean, it's still fine in Summer League. Like, we have a lot of good players on this team, and I think ball movement obviously will trump things. We know the way Coach Darko coaches where ball movement is sort of paramount. So it's the same message for us. So find the open shot, find what's the next action that's the best action, and kind of go from there.
Jama, one of the things that Masai and Bobby have both talked about is restocking the development pipeline, and that's something clearly that you guys have emphasized this summer, even just looking at this Summer League roster. For someone with a background in player development, how exciting is that for you?
The group that we put together is really special. I think now that we've seen them here for a few days in the gym and seen what a Jacoby can bring to the table or a Jamal, like they just bring a certain sort of forcefulness that I think you really want in a young player. When you're trying to develop a player, their ability to sort of bring the fight and the fire, that needs to be there already. And then as coaches, we can fine tune around the edges. But I've been really impressed with that sort of force and focus that our new players have. And I think if you look at groups of players, like there's a lot of really interesting pieces. And I think we have a long road ahead in terms of how we develop them. But I'm excited for that journey without question.
You mentioned Jacoby. What are sort of his skills that are like ready, and if not NBA ready, close to NBA ready, and what do you want to see him develop sort of over the next year or two that will make him a more complete player?
I think Jacoby defensively brings something special to the table already. He's got sort of an innate ability to guard the ball, and his hands are really good. You see him getting deflections and sort of knocking through the ball and creating extra possessions, so that's one that feels NBA ready. And I think his actual just pure jump shooting is really at a high level. His catch and shoot ability and his size to create the shot with his length is actually really good. So those things are kind of ready, and then we got to figure out the playmaking and sort of the next action stuff and just learning NBA basketball.
What are your early impressions of Mobo?
Really excited. He had a great draft workout with us. He's a really talented, athletic young player. And I think in the draft workout, you're sort of teased by what could this be. But in the last few days here at Summer League, I think you see a player who sort of had his head on his shoulders the right way and wants to play basketball the right way. And when you add that with his length, with his ability to shoot the ball, I think from the corner, which is developing skill, but more to attack the rim and play above the rim, that's special. And then I think what I'm noticing with all of these guys is the defensive piece. Jonathan brings a defensive intensity and a focus, if he's the 5 or 1 through 4, to be able to switch and guard any player or to guard the 5.
Now, I was going to say, does he have an NBA position, or does that even matter with the way the game is played today?
Yeah, I mean, a 4 would be sort of the easy answer, but I think he's a basketball player who can do a lot of different things. That switchability piece makes him dynamic, and I think, does he have a post game? I'm not sure yet, but I think he's a dynamic player, and that in the NBA you can play 1 through 5.
You guys probably already. How raw and what do you like to mold on him? Like, he's got a lot of things. He hasn't got to play it.
Yeah, I think what you notice first is sort of the proportionality of his body. So he is an NBA frame. Legs, arms, size, shoulders, like that, just full NBA, full on right away. And then I think you see a willingness to learn. That's what I've noticed and picked up on in these last few days, and an excitement to learn. Those are 2 great starting points. From there, you look at his rim protection, which we'll start to see in these games a little bit. And I think in terms of his offensive decision-making, he's not horrible. He just needs tons of reps to learn what that actually looks like.
His journey to get here is rather unique. Does that make him a little bit more hungry or more appreciative of teaching?
Yeah, I think so. I think that like watching him be here and he hasn't been handed a silver platter. He hasn't had this journey mapped out for him as many players do. And I think it makes him special. I think that he wants this really badly, and not that other players don't, but his journey to get here has made that feel more sort of like robust and more focused. So I think for his coaching staff, we love him so far. He's got great energy, great smile. You guys are gonna love him as well. Seems like a really good kid.
Off topic, but growing up in Toronto, do you ever think you would see a national team, Canadian national team, this talented?
Really impressed with the national team. I think that their talent level, but I think to me the connectivity between them. I think when you look at our Raptor players who are on that team, obviously in RJ and Kelly, and then you add the Shays and Jamals and the extra pieces from there, there's just a real continuity to the way that they play. So I think really excited for them. I think they're going to have a great Olympic run, and I think that Jordy's done a great job pulling the team together, and we'll see what that looks like once they get to Olympic Games.
Impressions of Jamal Shed. Obviously, he's a well-known college player. What do you see from him just in this summer experience? How do you see yourself using him, and what do you expect from him just going forward?
So one of the things the Raptors are really trying to do this season, and we'll look at it at Summer League, is to be better on the ball. And Jamal is sort of the best example of that. He really cares about his on-ball defense. He's great at sort of taking pick and rolls out of the play because he doesn't need any help. He just blows it up himself. So that forcefulness and that aggressiveness, but more so in me coaching the team, is his leadership and his experience. He's won a lot of basketball games, and sort of leaning on him as someone who knows how to win will be really important for our Summer League team.